And welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I know it's been a long time to a very special I'm at working on break edition of Michaela Loves Gymnastics. Hey you guys, I'm trying to find some time within the day to do my little gymnastics videos. I've been super duper busy recently. Um, all of December, I had a whole special of the luckiest gymnasts of all times because I did in November the unluckiest. But November work was swamp thing, baby. They worked our asses off. They worked our asses off, and I didn't have time. And then, going into the beginning of this month, you guys, the first half of January started off where me and my husband found out that his father passed away. So we was busy, trying to set up arrangements and doing all of that stuff. Then for the last week, I was really, really, really sick. I couldn't talk. I was going to work, but I have to go to work. Like I'm not one of those people fortunate enough to have insurance and days off or whatever. So I had to come to work. So when I got home, I was just superly duperly tired. And now my husband is sick, so lately I've been at the house taking care of him. So I didn't want to start, recording it and then have going on in the background. So I'm at work. Everybody is gone but me. I'm on my little 30-minute break, and we are going to break down the last couple of weeks of the NCAA season. But before we talk about the NCAA, let's talk about the national team training camp. And I have my little notes over here if y'all see me looking to the side. I have my little notes, so we're going to talk about it. The first thing I want to talk about is the upcoming American Cup in February. The real true, at least for the Americans, they kick off to the road to the next Olympics, which is Tokyo 2020. And follow your girl on Twitter at Michaela Loves Gymnastics. Michaela Loves with LOVES Gymnastics. Um, I see a lot of the people in the gym tonight, really disappointed that they're sent Kayla Del Cello to the American Cup. A lot of people are sleeping on this girl and acting like she does not have a chance to make it to the Olympics. But I get it because I was one of those people who wanted them to send Morgan Hurd, who already earned a spot in November camp, and Sunisa Lee. And if Sunisa Lee was not available or did not want to do it, Grace McCollum, Leanne Wan, some true competition of what's going to happen in 2020. But they're sending Kayla Del Cello, and at first I was kind of disappointed by that choice, but I think it's a really good choice. They are very equally matched gymnasts. If I'm going to be honest, I love Morgan, but Suni, difficulty-wise, is better. I'm not going to say she's a better gymnast. I clearly think Morgan is the superior gymnast, and under the 10.0 system, Morgan would slay. But under this open scoring system, Suni can do harder tricks. So I think in my mind it would be a fair battle, but I think in reality Suni would dominate that competition. So Morgan versus Kayla Del Cello is equally as good, equally as exciting, and worth watching. Along with along with the two Americans at the American Cup, they're sending a fairly okay field. I think the Ukrainian girl, and I'm not going to jack up her name today, but the Ukrainian girl that they're sending to American Cup is the Americans' biggest threat, in my opinion. I could be wrong. She's a super talented young lady, and if she put all of her events together, I think she's going to solidly come in third place. And if one of the Americans happens to fall, I think she's going to solidly come in second place. Um, I wish the two girls that they sent to the American Cup realistically by all the training camp videos And let's talk about the training camp videos that they've been able to put out from the end of January. Training camp, everybody looks so good. There's so many upgrades being thrown. I call this the bloodbath. Let the odds forever ever be in your favor because this is the gymnastics Hunger Game. Other than Simone, I really don't know who's going to make the Olympic team. And I think Suni is almost the second lock. Under Martyr, she would not be a lock because she failed twice on being in team and qualification, team, and basically she failed in all around competition too. So under Martyr, I don't think Suni would make the Olympic team. Martyr would be so mad. But under Tom Forster, I think Suni is as close to a lock as you can be behind Simone. But those other two spots are up for grabs. And we also have to remember there are two individual spots too. Jade Carey basically has one of those spots on lock. But who knows who the other individual spot could go to? It could go to I could see Lori getting an individual spot, trying to get an individual event medal on Beam. Um, I could see Michaela Skinner getting the individual spot, but see, Michaela Skinner getting the individual spot doesn't make any sense to me because if Jade Carey already has the individual spot, their best events are the same. So we're trying to get, and it's only two people that can make vault finals and floor finals, and I don't think neither Michaela nor Jade could beat Sunisa on floor. So yeah, I just think it would be a waste of a spot to send two girls to get one spot on vault. I think a better option is Riley McCusker, Leanne Wan going in that direction for the individual spot, but I could be wrong. Tom Foster has been making some interesting choices for these teams lately, and I don't expect this year to be finito with his interesting choices. I wonder if Leanne Warren is really training and planning on competing a Ray dismount off of uneven bars, which is a double twist and double layout. Um, we have not seen videos of it. I've never even seen her try it on a pit, but somebody who was at the camp on Twitter said that they witnessed her doing a double twist and double layout for her dismount. So the gym internet went crazy. GymLoves, Gym family, GymLoves. The internet went crazy, and by just somebody's rumors who saying that she's doing a double twist and double the ray off of um, I was going to say balance beam off of the uneven bars. Everybody has automatically thrown her on their Olympic team, and I just say um, slow down. They don't love you like I love you more than her. Watch out, because they don't love you like I love you, sister. I already know you're going to make this 2020 Olympic team. Riley McCusker has some upgrades planned also for this season. She's going to try to do her Downey again. I just don't. With Riley McCusker, and to be honest, with Laura Hernandez, it's Mackie Haney. I just don't like her. So because I don't like Lori's former coach and Riley's current coach, it always made me like to their gymnastics. I have to get over it. Just because I don't like a coach does not mean I have to be a hater towards the gymnast. Okay, so that's all I think I could talk about from the national training camp so far. I can't wait to see these individual event final cups. Um, I wonder who Team USA is going to send to Birmingham and Japan and Stuttgart. I wouldn't mind seeing Simone do one of those cups again this year. Just like she did last year. She wasn't throwing everything she had, but she still was able to win dominantly. It would be great to see Simone at one of those cups, especially Tokyo, just to get some practice what it's like to compete in Tokyo. I wouldn't mind them sending Grace McCallum to one of those cups either. I wouldn't mind them sending Suni to one of those cups either to see what she can do as an individual all-arounder. Miss NCAA. 2020 is the year of the NCAA, you guys, whether you guys know it or not. The NCAA is on fire. This has got to be, hands down, the very best season of the NCAA that I, as a 38-year-old woman, has ever seen. And we're just at the end of January. NCAA, I think this is their 4th week in. First of all, with the NCAA, my first team that I want to shout out is the University of Denver. I always am like, where the hell did they come from? Like, who is their big star? And they don't really, they have a big star, of course they do, but they don't, the way their team, they're strictly a team, and they play this 10.0 system great. They almost do as good of a job as OU is playing this 10.0 system, and I'm really happy and excited for them. The next team I want to talk about is my favorite team in NCAA right now. The team that I think is going to challenge the hardest for Oklahoma and UCLA for their national championships is LSU. No, LSU have not been able to put in a whole event together yet. They have so many mistakes. They have so many falls. But if you watch the talent, it's slowly coming there, especially with Kaya Johnson. Kaya Johnson is a star. So is Kai Rivers. They are stars for this team. They are going to be the keys to the UCLA success in the years to come. And I haven't given up on Alana. I haven't given up on her. I just think she needs to change her bar routine. I think she shouldn't even start off as a bar specialist, to be honest. I don't know what her injuries are. I think she should start off as beam and floor, and slowly but surely add bars in later on. Ruby Harrell is doing an amazing job this season as the leader of the team. So is Kennedy Edney. So I perfectly expect LSU to be one of the top teams come national championships. We got to talk about Miss University of Florida. Y'all are serving over there. Y'all are serving over there. Y'all are serving. Trinity is doing amazing this year. I love Trinity's floor exercise routine. Trinity finally has gotten a 10 on her uneven bars. Now it's time for the judges to give her a 10 on floor. And if she stick a ball, she deserves a 10 for the ball. Beam is her, I think it's her weakest event, collegiately and elite. But it's not bad. She's still one of the best beam workers in the country. So, yay, Trinity Thomas. Florida have another, I can never think of this girl name, but she's awesome. She's African American. She wears red hair. She's another one who, between her, if her and Trinity can hold it together, the University of Florida future is bright. And they have Riley McCusker coming in next season. They have Morgan Hurd coming in a few seasons later. So yeah, the University of Florida is going to be a top team for many moons, many years to come. The University of Oklahoma. What more can I say than you guys are Team US? Not under the 10.0 system, because remember, if we're going to be honest, under the 10.0 system, USA was not that dominant. You guys are definitely the Soviet Unions of the 10.0 system of college gymnastics. It's like Maggie Nichols can have a small balance check and the judge is still going to give her a 10 just because her name is Maggie Nichols. And I see Reagan Smith, who looks fantastic. Reagan looks the best that I've ever seen her since she was a junior. Reagan looks so happy. The skills that she do, you can tell is in her comfort level. Like, Reagan looks spectacular this season. Give it another couple of seasons. Well, give it next season. Reagan is going to take over for Maggie and be dominant. And you also have what's the young lady name? They have a very talented girl coming to their program next season. I can't think of her name right now. And I think Grace McCollum is going to the OU too, right? Somebody let me know if I'm wrong in the comment section. And then we have Miss UCLA, who so far, just what I like in gymnastics, UCLA is my favorite team. UCLA used to be, I consider Team China in college gymnastics, but not anymore. UCLA is truly the Romanians to the OU Soviet Union team. And I guess either Florida or UCLA would be the Americans or Chinese team, whichever order y'all want. I guess Florida would be more of the American. Between Florida and UCLA, they're either the Americans or the Chinese team. Like, you pick whichever order you want to give them, but whatever. And UCLA and Kyla Ross is the boss. Like, I have nothing bad to say about Kyla. And UCLA is going to just get super strong with Jordan Childs. Mars looked fantastic. Mars is truly going to be the girl that's going to be the next leader of UCLA after Madison and Kyla retire. Not retire. I guess retire or graduate or however. I don't know what it's called in college level gymnastics. The one thing that the NCAA needs to work on, and I think there needs to be some kind of a punishment for the judges for giving certain superstars way too high scores, where like Maggie can have a balance check on beam and hop back on floor on her double pike and still get a 9.975, which means one of the judges threw a 10, whereas Kaya Johnson, Trinity Thomas, all of these other girls are throwing routines that should be getting 10s, but they're not. And the fans, we can see that. And this is part of the issue with the 10.0 scoring system, where it kind of sucks because you can't have a routine with visible errors getting 9s and 10s when routines that are clearly flawless are getting 9.8s. It just, if we want the NCAA to continue to flourish and not allow the NCAA to have this open scoring system, then the judges have to do a better job at judging. My suggestion is that for the first half of the season, I know they send 2 judges, and then in the middle of the season, it's 4 judges, and then I think when nationals come around, it's 6 judges. I think it should always be 4 judges, 6 judges, pro season maybe 5 judges, and the championship maybe 6 judges, because I think with 4 eyes you could get more realistic scores. And I think the girls are so close now that you need to go 9.9.8.6.2 versus a 9.9.7.5 in order to get really who's the better girl and who isn't. So I think having more numbers to play with would help with NCAA gymnastics. I think they should start off from even week 1 with 4 judges, and I would say the high score is thrown out, and the 3 other scores are averaged. And I think mid-season and postseason it should be 5 judges. The top 4 scores count, the highest score is thrown out, and those last 4 scores are averaged. And then when we come to championships, I don't think you should throw out a score. I think it should be all 6 judges' scores count, and then you get the average. So that is my opinions and my breakdown of this week, or the last couple of weeks, in the world of gymnastics. I want to do some shout outs, and I want to tell you guys to check out some people's channels, to check out some people's Twitters. So my first shout out is going to be to myself. Check out your girl on YouTube at Michaela Loves Gymnastics. I think we're almost at 200 subscribers. We're trying to get there real soon. Check out your girl on Instagram at Michaela Loves Gymnastics. Check out your girl on her Twitter account at Love, Loves Gymnastics, GYMNASTIC. Or you can check out my old Twitter account. I have no way to access it, which is Saul Speed. But I have no way to access. I have no control over that account. So check out Loves Gymnastics at Loves Gymnastics. Check out Gymnastic Cast. What is it? Gymnastic Cast. I think that's how you say it. They have the best blog for gymnastics area. Like, they are the GOAT of blog media right now. One day I hope to be like you guys. Check out the podcast, the In and Out podcast for my LGBTQ fans. Check out, if you want a very interesting Twitter feed who gives you lots of knowledge on gymnastics, check out my good sister, Poor Lawyer, at Poor Lawyer on Twitter. Check out, I think it is just Josh. Check out Josh. He's a black guy. He always posting great gymnastics information on Twitter. And yeah, I'll see y'all in the next vlog.